the whole ch book and understands that around this fountain, there's 3 chs, and they're dancing, and it's a red fountain, which is about martyrdom. The idea of red is a kind of blood, but also like candy, Kool-Aid. There's different levels of entry, and I think that recently I saw this amazing show of Sia Armajani's work at the Parasol unit. It's kind of overlooked Iranian modern artist. I would say without a question the most important artist of the last 50 years of Iran. He's been living in Minnesota for many years, and he's done commissions for the Walker bridges, and he says it's very important to distinguish and to redeem the idea of populism. He says that populism doesn't necessarily mean the lowest common denominator. He says that we need to distinguish between availability and accessibility, meaning that it's available for everybody, but the accessibility is about what you put into it. Like anything in life, if you read and everything, and if you're invested in the narratives of political Islam and communism in 1989 and 1979, then you'll get more out of this. But if you're not, and you simply want to have a nap because the sun is really hot in Sharjah, then that's an equally legitimate engagement with the work. Does that answer your question?
It doesn't answer my question, but it's...
So wall text. Wall text is, that depends on the venue.
It's not about, my question isn't about legitimacy of the audience experience. I completely get all that, and I agree with you on that. If someone wants to take a nap, if someone wants to engage.
Sorry, so I misunderstood the question.
No, it's okay, but it's kind of a similar question, because it would be, because you're saying, yeah, if you know about these 2 dates and you're interested in political Islam and communism, you get stuff, fine. But even just in terms of alphabets, right? So with the transliteration, I forget which one it was, the monoglot one. So it was in Arabic, Cyrillic, and then English, right? So you have to, because even if you are an Arabic speaker, you have to know English to know what the Arabic reads, right? Because it's written in Arabic.
I didn't even think about that, actually. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you're an Arabic speaker that doesn't read English, you don't know what that says. Because it doesn't say anything. So that's the kind of access that I'm wondering. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I didn't. To be honest, I didn't think about that particular scenario, which is perversely that yes, if you're an Arabic speaker, you can't actually understand any of that if you're only a strictly Arabic speaker. I can only say that we really kind of work. The only question I can answer on intentionality is that it's important for us not to do work only in English. So, and this is something I'm very proud of, is that we have works that are text-based works in other languages, from Georgian to Russian to Polish to not Turkish yet, and this is important because, again, it's just important for me and Kasha, and I hope for the audience, that we're just acknowledging that we're kind of our little bit of resistance to this hegemony of English. That, you know, people like we've recently spending a lot of time in Berlin, and the idea that English is this kind of lingua franca. Some countries, people are proud that they speak English. I don't find English is something to be proud about. It's fine. I'm not saying people shouldn't speak English, but it's not a level of sophistication for a city that it speaks English. That's just a level of ease of business and transaction, fine. But you can't say it's a level of kind of cultural sophistication, right? Speaking English today, maybe 100 years ago, or I don't know. But so yeah, I think there's an element of you yourself, oneself, not understanding works. And I think what I mean by that is that I don't, you know, I said that in our books we never write about our work, and nobody writes about our work in our books. So there's actually, our books are not about our work. They're about the research that we're doing: language, politics, mirrors for princes, political satire. I'm dying for feedback about the work, and the sad thing is that you really rarely get it as an artist. Is that because of the kind of the way things are, because of the rhythm of the art world, is that it's mostly transactional. Mostly you talk about what your budgets are, what your timelines are, and then the reviewers don't review unless reviewers review commercial shows because they do ads. And so I think that I mean, to be perfectly honest, what I mean is we never think about our work as art. It sounds disingenuous, but I promise you, we don't think of it as art. We think of it, the subject matters, and art is a language to express it, but we don't ever consider it. And it's not something I'm proud of. I'm just being perfectly honest. We just never think about that. I mean, I think that's almost the job of others to think, to be honest, at the same time. So I sort of send the ball back into others' court.
I send it back too, but I
Okay, thank you Payam, thank you Slavs and Tatars. Thanks for coming. And thank you Rana for the translation. Çok teşekkürler çeviri için. Önümüzdeki hafta çarşamba günü yeni bir söyleşide buluşmak üzere. Fulya Erdemci ve Hande Rothenberg'i ağırlıyoruz bu sefer.